Hi, I'm Geoff Dean, your Player Development Director, and today's golf coaching tip is on grip pressure. Actually, the importance of grip pressure. Many of us will get out there and we'll play, pretty good golf, or we're on a roll. We've been playing pretty well, and then for whatever reason, we get out there and we hold on to the club tighter. Usually, it's tighter because tension causes tightness. Our whole golf swing and rhythm is thrown off, and it usually is by no other factor. It may be caused by some outside source of tension, but it's usually translated on the golf club in hand or grip tightness. So one of the things that you want to concentrate on when you get out there is to make sure that you don't overly grab onto the club or to have it too tight. I'll give you a couple quick stories, and then we're going to go out to the teaching area, my outdoor teaching facility, and I'm going to just show you a couple of concepts with holding on to the club, which is going to help you to make better swings and hopefully lower scores. Many years ago, I worked for Arnold Palmer, and I was talking with his director of instruction of his golf academy, Brad Brewer, and Brad was telling me something that Mr. Palmer said one day about grip pressure. He said that, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your normal grip pressure? Well, your normal grip pressure, for Mr. Palmer said, is about, on a scale of 1 to 10, is no more than a 5, never more than 5. And then someone asked him a really good question was, well, what is your grip pressure when you hit it really hard? Mr. Palmer was known for hitting the ball really hard or swinging hard at it. And Mr. Palmer said, not 7, 8, or 9. He said, actually, my grip pressure goes down to about a 2 when he tried to hit it hard. So that's interesting. One of the longest hitters on tour at the time actually held the club super light when he actually tried to hit it harder. It's a really good advice. And then my last little story was a story about Greg Norman when he won the British Open, or the Open. He had dinner with Jack Nicklaus the night before, on the Saturday before he won the tournament. And he asked Mr. Nicklaus for some advice, and all the advice that Jack Nicklaus gave him was grip pressure. And of course, the story goes that Greg Norman was rather surprised that that's the only thing that Jack Nicklaus said to him. But he went on and took his advice and focused solely on his grip pressure the next day. And as it turned out, he had an incredible round and won the tournament. So it's really, really important to focus on grip pressure. And this is the tip and my recommendation for you for this week. Is let's get out there, and I want you to consciously be aware of your grip pressure throughout your entire round of golf, and let's just see what happens. Let's make sure that your grip pressure is never more than a 5, and if you're trying to hit a shot off the tee, or if there's a moment that you may find yourself a little tense over it, let's make sure that your grip pressure is a 5 or less. And I encourage you to do this, and I believe that your scores will go lower, and it'll be a great test because sometimes we run into tension out on the golf course. I believe that if you translate that to lighter grip pressure when you start to get tense, your golf scores are going to get better, your swings are going to get better. Okay, I'm going to take you out to my outdoor teaching facility, show you a couple of concepts, and all the best to you with this golf tip. For more information about any golf tip or to get in touch with me, please feel free to contact me at gdean at pgawest.com. Today's golf coaching tip is on grip pressure and the importance of maintaining a good grip. So first of all, when I hold on to the grip, I want to make sure that I'm not holding on too tightly with one hand or the other. If there's anything, I may want to have the last 3 fingers in my lead hand or my left hand perhaps a little tighter than the rest. But in general, I want to have fairly light control throughout. Through my 8 fingers and 2 thumbs, I want to make sure that the overall hold on the club is fairly light. There's not a real emphasis of tightness in any one direction. The good news here is if I had only 2 fingers, or 1, it would be very hard to hold on to the club, and that would mean that I would need to hold on to it as tightly as possible. But if I have both hands on there, even if I don't have use of all of my fingers, having both hands on there and holding it lighter is much better. Okay, Earlier I was talking about the concept of swinging the golf club. If I hold on to the club too tightly, the club can't do what it was designed to do. Well, what was the club designed to do? All the weight is on one end of the club, or of the shaft. So what is it supposed to do? Well, it's designed to swing. Notice I'm not doing a whole lot of work here, but the club is swinging. Obviously, because all the weight's on one end, you get it swinging, and there it goes. But you also have club head design where the weight or mass of the club is hanging out away from the shaft. So not only does the club swing back and forth, but the club also, the club head itself, is designed to swing open and close naturally. If you just hold it on a vise and swing it, the club face, the club itself will not only swing back and forth, but the club face will open and it will close relative to your target. If we're holding on too tightly to the club, that concept or that actual thing won't happen. The design, the natural design of the club, the natural motion that this thing was designed by scientists to hit the ball the best way we can was designed for us to have light grip pressure and to allow the club head to swing back and forth. If I hold on to it too tightly, that can't happen. So I encourage you to go out today and hold on to the club no more than a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. And on those shots that make you really nervous, or if you're trying to hit a drive even a little bit farther, I want you to have a grip pressure of less than 5, and I want you to monitor it and see how that goes. See and pay attention and be conscious of those times during your round where you might be feeling a little nervous. Hold on to that club a little lighter and let's see what happens. So I look forward to hearing results from this coaching tip, and I wish you the best out there on the golf course. We'll see you next time.